Hi everyone. Do you remember when you used the artificial intelligence for the first time? Did you feel excited, concerned, or perhaps worried about it? So the combination between the excitement as well as the concern captures this moment in which we are living today. Hi everyone, I am Dr. Haider. I am the Associate Professor in Business Administration Department at Abdullah Gul University, Turkey. I did my PhD from University of Malaya, Malaysia. My research interest area is the leadership, organizational behavior, innovation, sustainability, and pro-environmental behavior. My research focused on Sustainable Development Goals. The first goal which I usually focus on is the SDG 4, which is quality education, SDG 8, which is decent work, SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, infrastructure, SDG 13, which is climate action, and SDG 16, which is peace, justice, and strong institution. So now the question which I usually encounter most of the time is that I'm asked that, Professor, what do you think, the AI will replace the human or it will empower them? So my answer is very certain, and it is very clear that AI cannot replace the human, but definitely it will reduce some of our tasks, or it will facilitate us in some of the tasks. It means if we remain humans, so definitely it is going to help us. How the human traits are: they have the judgment, they have the curiosity, they have the dignity, they have the responsibility, they have the credibility. So if you don't forget the human traits, so AI can never ever replace you. Now, since we are living in the era of the AI, what happens here is that AI has already arrived. Now we have to cope up with the situation, how we are going to respond to the AI. Like, for example, the Stanford AI Index reports that now 88% of the organization around the globe have already incorporated AI in the area, in one of their area or the function. So what it signals? It signals that yes, of course, it is spreading very tremendously. What we need actually is that how we are going to cope up with the situation. It means AI has already there. We need to come up and we need to scale in order to survive in that situation. So now the important point over here is that AI can optimize the decision for us, but it is the human which add the value to it. Now another perspective is that whether AI will replace the jobs or not. That is very important perspective as well. So according to the different surveys, and particularly International Labour Organization, which reports that 39% of the which says that 1 out of 4 labor will need to update their skill because they are already experiencing the jobs which are incorporated with the AI. So it means out of 4, 1% is already exposed to the AI. So if we do not scale up, so definitely we are not going to be making to that trend. So now another interesting survey by the World Economic Forum, which says that 39% of the workers by 2030 will be obsoleted because of their job skills, or their jobs will be transformed. So all of them are what's signaling to us. It is that we need to prepare to upskill our skills in order to cope up with the situation. Now another interesting aspect to it is the researcher perspective on AI. Since I'm the researcher, I conduct the research, and one thing I usually tell to my students, colleagues, and friends, that AI is a wonderful research assistant, but it is not independent researcher at all. So it means what? It can facilitate us with the polished text, wonderful text, but what it cannot do, it cannot give us the meaningful research question. And what we say usually in academic world, that research starts with the research question, and that research question should be very meaningful. So it means We cannot have the research question without the researcher. We cannot have the genuine research gap without the researcher. We cannot have the research contribution, the right methodology which is aligned with the research objectives as well as with the research questions, and then to collect the data in an ethical and in moral way, and then to analyze the data, and most importantly is the how we draw the conclusion out of that analysis with responsibility. That is the perspective of the researcher, I mean human. So the AI cannot replace the researcher, but it definitely can assist you as a research assistant in your research. And now there is another aspect of the AI and sustainability. Definitely if we incorporate the AI, it is going to facilitate and support us in sustainability measures. And every industry, you take it, the education industry, the health industry, the banking industry, the tourism and hospitality industry, every organization is incorporating AI in order to have the sustainability practices. For example, tourism and hospitality industry, what they are doing is they are using the AI for the forecasting occupancy, to reduce the waste, to adjust the cooling and heating system in the hotels. At the same time, they are using the AI tools in order to minimize the food waste. So all those practices are what facilitated by the AI. So again, AI itself is not a good, not a bad. So it means it is not beneficial or not harmful unless and until we as a human use it for the betterment of the planet and the people. And now I would like to mention one framework for you, and which we call is the human. It's HUMAN, and H stands for the human centralized job. So we need to come up with the job design in which there are the elements of the human. What are the elements of the human? First, the curiosity, the judgment, the integrity, the responsibility. These kind of things we need to incorporate in the job so that AI can facilitate, but at the same time we as a human make the decision. Second is U. By U we means upskills. Upskills means what? We need to come up with the AI literacy for the professionals, educators and students. We need to give them understanding how to use the AI in a responsible manner. So AI adaptation in a responsible way. And then we have the M, which means monitor fairness. So we must monitor the AI processes in order to come up with the fair practices, to avoid the biases towards the gender biasness, towards the techno stress, towards the workload. So it can also help us in monitoring process. And then we have the A, which means accountability and academic integrity. We as a professional, as a people, as an institution, as a university, we need to incorporate AI in a way that it is required and properly through proper ethical and moral way. And then the last but not the least is the N, which means net benefit for the people and planet. So it means what we are going to do with the AI in order that it can facilitate, it can support the people and the planet in a larger way. So all this human framework we use in the company so that it can facilitate the people, institution, the society and at large the globe. So this is how actually we do it. So as I conclude, the AI is never going to replace the human, but what is important is that if we don't forget to be human, if we remain human who thinks critically, who observe properly, who have a curiosity for a research, for a contribution, who has the dignity, who has the responsibility, AI is never going to harm us. It will facilitate us in every process. And the last I would say that the quality education and responsible AI use with commitment of sustainable development goals, we can make sure that technology is going to help us, and that would lead us to support the human potential. At the same time, it will promote sustainability and will give us the better future for all of the globe. So never to fear AI, embrace it and use it for the benefit of the people and the planet. Thank you very much for the watching.